What's up, you guys? Welcome to the show. This is OA Magazine, and I'm your host, Omari Abasi, doing my podcast as what I do, coming to you a little bit on a Sunday, a little day behind. As you know, I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing. When I'm kind of just lounging, kind of just doing my thing, I go, you know what? Let me get on the air and do what I do. Welcome to my show. Basically, this is just a show about nothing. I just talk about absolutely nothing, and just what I do. So welcome, and thank you for listening. So, it is December, 13th or some shit like that? It's Christmas, basically. It's like I should have started this off with a Christmas jingle. Something to make you feel real good inside. And Christmas and spirity all in the inside. It's what I do. So welcome to the show, and so there's a couple of things coming. So I think, and I don't wanna jinx it, but I have another podcast show coming, probably starting February, and it'll be me and a girl named Danica. It is called Girl Please. So stay tuned for that, for more details coming up pretty soon. Probably we'll know more first of the year, and it'll be definitely a little bit of an offshoot from this show. So it'll post once a month. So once a month it'll be on the same station, but it'll be called Girl Please. And based on the demand, we may go for weekly or bi-weekly, but right now we'll start it off once a month. So one time a month you'll come here and it'll be the show Girl Please versus OA Magazine. So there's that. And what else? So going back into the studio, I have a song that I'll be recording, and this comes on the tail of Teenage Mutant, who is this German kid in Germany, obviously, who has decided to steal one of my songs that I recorded in the 90s, and I was on Billboard. Actually, I was number 1 on Billboard Dance Breakouts at one point, and I was number 26 on the dance charts. I got no complaints about that. But anyway, he decided to take it upon himself to steal my song and pretend that it was his. It's not like he sampled it. No. Excuse me. It wasn't like he sampled it or just took bits of it. He actually remade the entire song and pretended it's his. And so we've been kind of, myself, and I say we, me, my former producers, Deep Swing, Eric Wickman, and myself, have been going through the sort of the paperwork of them giving our royalties to us. And we were thinking of, I wasn't thinking about suing them. I was actually let it go. And then I got angry. And I think I might have mentioned this on the podcast before, but I got really super angry and was like, oh, no. So based on that, it sort of dawned on me. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's time to, take that and ride on it. Like, this is like a literally, they say don't look a gift horse in the mouth. It's like, I'm not going to sue this guy. Like, sure, I could sue him, but what would be the purpose? There's no purpose in that. He's done what he's done. It's done, so it's over, so keep it moving. But I can totally take this and go, well, he's sort of done half the work again. He sort of brought me back to life, in a sense, by stealing my music. And so I thought, well, this would be no better time than now to put something else out there and start, put myself out there again. So I'm going to record a new song with one of my dearest friends in England. His name is David Warren. He has his own label called Play More Music, I think it is, and Red Soul. I know it more by Red Soul than I know Play It Loud or Play More. I forgot. But he has his own label. And so we put together a song it's hot. It's super hot. It is probably one of the best songs I've recorded, that I haven't recorded, but that I will record. It's pretty damn good. So there's that. And new shirts. I got a new shirt that I'm gonna shoot and put online next weekend. I have found a new model named Mike, who is totally hot. unbelievably hot. To the point that he's making me reconsider anybody else that I'm going to use. I might just use him all the way through because I like him. He's hot. And he's open to be risky and daring. And anybody that says I'm willing to do whatever, it's like, oh, snap, really? My wheels are turning. Wheels are turning. Turning the wheels. Turning now. Wheels turning. And I was just like, oh my. Yes, I love thee. And so we'll see. We're supposed to shoot next weekend, so that'd be great. And then I've got a new shirt coming out January that I sort of discovered this new model here in Portland who I want to introduce to you, who is sexy as hell. A little young, but it's not going to stop me. I love his face. He's got an amazing face. And I want to bring to you this guy. So I have 2 models that I think I'm going to work with. I have 4. But I might just keep them for other stuff. But I'm not sure. But Portland is turning out to be a gold mine. There's like good people wanting to pose, and that's great. It's going to keep me in practice. I just got to get my coin together. That's what I got to do. So, practice patience, or just patience and just practice is the question. So, just putting it out there, I got my old job back. And that's crazy, because I never saw that happening. But I never saw myself leaving, to be totally honest. I never saw myself ever leaving that company. And now they want me back and are going through the process of getting me back, which puts me in a weird position, because I'm like sort of liking where I am now, but they don't want to pay me. They just want me to show up and do basically work for free. And that's, my dears, I've got shit to do. I've got bills to pay. I've got things to do. I've got clothes to be putting out there. I got a store to open. Can't do shit for free. I don't know what this is. So what are you thinking? And so it just poses the question, because I've found myself in a lot of positions where I'm always stressed the fuck out over stuff that I cannot change. I mean, like when all of this went down. So let me just tell you. So because you guys all know that I moved to Portland last year. It's been an actual year. I had my anniversary last month. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. And so it's been tough, but I finally got my own place. I found a job, and then the thing is, I was working as a temp, and this job was amazing. I loved my boss. I loved my coworkers. I loved it. I loved working there. I just loved it. But I was a temp, and they were starting to lay off, and they're still not doing great. But they're willing, they weren't willing to hire me as a permanent individual, so I had to go. I was like, I need benefits. I need shit like that. I gotta go. So, and I wanted more money. So I was like, I gotta go. So I get out there and I found a job. Now this agency that I got the new job with gave me a price range, a salary range, and said, okay, well, this is what they'll be willing to pay you once you go over and become perm. And so they hired me perm the next month, which was great. So I only ended up working as a temp there for a little bit over a month. And so when it came down to getting the job as a perm individual, the price that they gave me was different. And it was different in a bad way. It was lower. And by thousands, not like hundreds, by thousands. And I was like, oh, this is not good. And so it took them like 3 days to determine how they were going to come back to me to tell me that the salary was different and they didn't know what to do. And they spoke to the agency and she agreed. She says, yeah, I did tell him that. And so they were like, well, we just don't have it in the budget to do that. And I was like, okay. So when I spoke to my agent, to my rep, and she was like, well, I don't know what they've done, but they're just not willing to give it to you. And I was like, wow, that's pretty fucked up. So I was like, in my brain, I was like, oh, I'm leaving. There's no question. I'm going to leave, but I'll wait. And so now I've been there for about 4 months, and I actually like it. I actually do like it, but I don't like the money, and I don't like that situation that happened. So I got to go in, once everything, background check, all that stuff goes through at my old job, then I got to go in and be like, well, I'm leaving because I don't make enough money. And the question, the reason why I'm even bringing this up is this is going to be weird, because if they offer me more money, then I'll probably stay. But if they don't, then it's like, oh, well, goodbye. Take care. But in this case, it's one of those things where you go, should I have just practiced patience? Because that's really all that happened. Like, I went through all of this stress, and all I had to do was just be patient, because the job that I really wanted is still mine. I'm going back. And it's like, why did I put myself up in arms about this? Like, why did I think that the safety net of life just all of a sudden just came from with under me? It just moved. It just was like, because although I stress out a lot, and I stress out a lot. But for the most part, there's always been a bit of a safety net that's been kind of underneath me that doesn't let me fall too far to the ground. Like, I'll fall, but I don't hit the ground. I always kind of get caught in the net and bounce up. And that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's really how my life has been. Like, I've had a lot of pitfalls. There's no question about that. Like, I'm not saying that I've had a gilded life or it's been golden. None of that, because that's not the case. I have tons of just mishaps and a lot of tribulation. But there's always been this net that's close to the ground. That's like super close to the ground. But I don't hit the bottom. I always kind of like go right close, like 12 inches from the bottom, and then bounce right back up. And that's the lesson. It's like, you have to go, okay, well, maybe that's the lesson. It's like, stop freaking out, because there is that net. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, all I had to do was just practice patience. Like, walk out of there knowing that I was doing the right thing, but not talking all this shit, because I was talking a whole bunch of shit. Like, well, if they wanted me, they would have fought for me. Or, like, if they really wanted me, they wouldn't let me leave. And my thought process is, wow, like, why did I get caught up in all of that instead of just going, I know my value. I know my self-worth. I know who I am. This isn't about anybody. This is about me. This is me saying, I need more money. I need to make a better life for myself. I'm a solo guy. I'm single. I do, everything I do by myself. So instead of being all caught up in the whole, why did they do this or why did this happen? It's like, practice the patience. Know that the safety net is still there. Like, it's always been there. It never goes. You fall close enough to the ground without actually hitting the ground, and that's the lesson. That's the patience. But it's a practice. Is it practice or is it patience? And so, like, I know that sounds like the same thing, but it really isn't. Like, you have to, like, there's certain things that you should just become an automatic practice in your life, and that can be patience. In this case, I'm not sure which one it would have been. It would have been patience or just practice faith, practice, like, security. I don't know. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm probably going back. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go back. So that's good news. That's major news. Like, there's only one thing missing. There's 2 things missing in my life right now. A good sofa, which I'm going to buy this week. And my boutique space, and my workspace.